and if you're new here, hey friend. Today we are going to be doing a get ready with me chit chat. We're going to be talking about getting your glow on, choosing happiness, and enjoying your journey. So if you're interested in what we gonna talk about as well as this look, stay tuned. But before we get into this video, remember to click that subscribe button, because if you watching me and you not subscribed, what are you doing? And also click the notification bell so that way you can see when I post videos. Okay, so I look a hot mess. Okay, hunty, I look a mess, but that's okay. I clean up well, as you all know. So the first thing we're gonna do is clean our face to get it prepared for the makeup and the brows and all that. So what I like to do to clean residue from my face, so I like to use these vitamin C makeup wipes. I like to go ahead and wipe my face. Okay, so now that that's done, next I'm gonna go in with some sugar lip scrub. I probably should have did this before I wiped my face because I'm gonna have to end up wiping it off anyway. So this lip scrub is from my last Ipsy bag, the June Ipsy bag. So if you haven't checked that out, y'all might want to check that out. This lip scrub tastes so freaking good, but then again, it is a sugar scrub. And I'll have this link below, guys, but the directions say you're supposed to massage it into the lips to exfoliate the dryness and then wipe it away with a tissue. So I'm gonna wipe it away with a tissue instead of that wipe I just used to wipe my face. Hopefully there won't be any residue from the tissue left over. Okay, so now that our lips are exfoliated, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with some sunscreen. So I got this glow stick, a sunscreen SPF 50 by the Supergoop brand. I got this from Sephora because when I went to Sephora, the lady actually said that this was one that she highly recommended, and like this was almost sold out, like because they only had the sample, but like there were no more of these. So I was like, ma'am, like, can you look up in that little bitty drawer and check? And sure enough, they had it. So I freaking love this stuff. It really just hydrates your skin and really just does this thing so that way you can have that glow. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some here and some there, and we just want to rub that in. It definitely makes your skin look so hydrated. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna use is the Pureless Pineapple Bright Gel Cream. This also came in my Ipsy bag. And it is a lightweight, all-free gel cream that refreshes and moisturizes. And it has vitamin C, and then it also it's also supposed to even your skin tone or whatever. So I think this will help with my dark spots as well. I'm currently using Curology for that, and I'll show you my skincare routine. But yeah, sometimes I use this as well, especially before I put on my makeup. And it also says that it's a great base for makeup too, and it's great for everyday use. So yeah, I like to put this under my makeup. And it smells so good. Well, it's like pineapple, so of course. Okay, so last but not least, we're gonna go in with a primer. The primer I always use is the Bear With Me by NYX. And it's a jelly primer, and it's like for hydration. So I'm just gonna put this on. I'm telling you guys, like what you do to your skin before you put on your makeup makes every bit of difference. Okay, so before we get into our makeup, I want to go ahead and put on the hair. So what I'm gonna do is first do my edges using my edge brush. And this stuff is my go-to when it comes to doing my edges. So. Okay, so now that that's done, what I'm going to do is go ahead and put on my headband wig. So this particular headband wig that I'm gonna be putting on is my UNICE headband wig, and I'm gonna have it linked below. Let me just comb it out. So this is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my UNICE headband to secure these edges. So. Okay, so now that that's done, we are going to do our eyebrows. So I'm just gonna go ahead and brush these eyebrows up because that's the best way for me to follow my shape. And I like to use this eyebrow gel. For those of you who are OGs, it's the same one that I got from the beauty supply that I've been using since day one. Okay. Now, this was too easy, so I know this side is gonna give me a hard time because that's just how it goes. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay. So now that that is done, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with some gel to make sure these little hairs stay in their place. Now, I used to go ahead and put the gel on before, but I found that made it hard for me to apply the brow gel to my brows. Like, it made it harder, so that's why I do it backwards now. So I'm just gonna take some of this and just comb my little hairs to make sure they stay in place. Okay, so now it's time to line up our brows. So I have this concealer that I typically use to line up the bottom of my brows, and it is the Mega Concealer. You can get this from any beauty supply. Okay, so let me get my brush that I typically use. And then after we line up our brows, we are gonna get into our chit chat session. It's just so hard for me to multitask at times, especially when I'm really wanting to get my point across. And brows, y'all already know how difficult brows can be. So I'm like, let me get this taken care of first before I even get into, you know, our discussion, our little chit chat. Okay, so now we want to blend this downward like so. And now we are going to do the top. So for the top, I like to use the foundation that I'm gonna be using for today. And the foundation that I'm gonna be using is the Fenty Beauty. I actually got this from Sephora the same time I got that sunscreen glow stick. And I am the shade 385. So this is the Pro Filter Hydrating Long Wear Foundation. So I'm gonna just squeeze a little bit on my wrist, because I find that makes it easier for me. And then I'm just gonna dab a little bit because I don't want too much. And then the key to this is just not being scared. Just do it. Okay, that was easy. That was way easier than I thought it was gonna be. Today is my lucky day. And I just like to blend it into my forehead. I don't really put foundation on my forehead, or at least I try not to. So I just like to blend it upwards. And eyebrows are done. That was so much easier than I thought it was gonna be, y'all. Y'all just don't know. So now it is time to get into our topics for today. So the first thing that I wanna go over is how to glow up, how to level up your life, okay? That's what I wanna talk about. I don't know if y'all have ever heard that saying, you glow different when you happy. Y'all, when you really got your life together and you just happy, like it's gonna show up. Like, you ever heard your girlfriends tell you after you just like get into this new relationship or whatever, or even if you get out of this really toxic relationship, you just have a glow about you. You've been drained from this toxic relationship and you're finally healing and just going through the routine of just doing what makes you feel like you again. Or you get into this new relationship and you just so in love and you just high, you know, you just on the clouds. And they're like, oh my God, girl, you're glowing. Like, that's the type of glow I'm talking about. When you just, your life is just going the way you want it. Not to say that life is gonna be perfect and you're not gonna have ups and downs, but when you really just got your life together, when you really just content with who you are, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. So as you can see, I put some more foundation on my hand, and what I'm gonna do is a little trick. So this is the powder that I'm gonna be using today, the Maybelline Lasting Fix. So what I like to do is take a little powder, and I like to pour it into the foundation. And then after that, I like to mix it. So I'm gonna mix it using this brush, because I'm telling you, like when you mix a little bit of this powder with your foundation goes on so much smoother. It's like freaking skin, okay? Like so much smoother. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend out what I have. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to glowing up, when it comes to leveling up your life. Now, people think when you're leveling up or you're glowing up, it has to do with your job status, your income status, where you live, what you do for a living, whether or not you get married or you in a relationship. It doesn't always have to do with what's going on in your life. It's more eternal than anything. And the only way to really glow up is if you glow up internally first, because that's where it all starts. It starts with you, and you have to speak nice to yourself. You have to make yourself happy. You can't depend on anyone else to make you happy. You can't depend on a job to make you happy or material possessions, because at the end of the day, you can have everything and still not be happy. So really, the glow up comes from within. I'm gonna go ahead and take my foundation brush, because that really makes my foundation go on better. Put a little on my neck. I hate when my hair gets in the way. So the first thing you want to do is change how you talk to yourself. There are things that we all want to change about ourselves, about our lives, but you have to be content with who you are now, with where you are now. And you have to start by pinpointing what the problem is, because sometimes we get depressed and we get into a funk, and we have to pinpoint what the problem is. And we have to start holding ourselves accountable for our own happiness. Like if we have certain issues or certain problems, we need to look at what we can do to fix it. And if it's something that you can't control, let it go. You know, pray about it. That's all you can do. Some things are just beyond our control. So at a certain point, we have to look at what we can change, look at what we can't, and we have to let go and let God. You're not gonna have control over everything in your life. You're just not. Okay, so next I'm gonna use the Tarte Shape Tape. My camera is just not wanting to like focus today, but that's okay, that's okay. I'll have all of these products listed in the link below. So I just like to put a little here, up, up. And I'm not saying that the outside factors won't affect our happiness, our mood. For instance, some of us are at jobs we don't like, and you know what? All you can do is look for another job. And until you get one, what can you really do? You know, you're doing all you can do, but you have no control over whether or not these employers are going to choose to pick you. Basically, there are things that we can control and that we can't control. But the best way to deal with it is to pray, number one. Two, realize that, hey, we are not in control and we can just really do what we can do. That's all. You have no control over how someone else feels. If somebody else is dealing with depression, there's nothing you can really do, because at the end of the day, they can't depend on you to make them happy, just like you can't depend on anyone to make you happy. At a certain point, we have to choose happiness, and I know that's easier said than done. But that goes into remembering the little things that you used to do that made you happy. Like, for instance, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like a whole new chick when I get my nails done, when I get my lashes done, when I get my hair done, or when I get a massage. Like, certain things like that really makes me feel good. Or better yet, I'm a big foodie, so dressing up and going out to a cutesy eatery or a nice restaurant, that makes me feel good. And that's just me. Do the things that make you feel good, whether or not it's you going to the beach, you going on vacation, you playing paintball, you playing video games. You have to do the things that make you feel the most like yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this Maybelline Lasting Fix, and I'm going to apply it wherever we apply the concealer. I freaking love this stuff, y'all, and it is so inexpensive, like so inexpensive to get this. I actually got this from Target. But yeah, when it comes to choosing happiness and leveling up, it's all about holding yourself accountable, and it's all about saying, hey, I am not gonna let this keep affecting me. Like, what can I do about it? And what will I do about it? If you're going around people who freaking drain your soul, who will literally drain your soul, you gotta put some distance. You gotta put some distance between you and that person. So this is what I use for contour. So I'm using the Love You First Perfect Eyeshadow Duo for my contour. And I feel like people that expect someone to be everything for them, they're draining the people they care about by doing that. Like, there's only so much people can do. Have you ever been around someone who just really is just a Debbie Downer all the time, who expects you to just be like, oh, what's wrong? Or is something wrong with you? And it's like, after a while, yeah, people will always be a listening ear, but after a while it's like, seek counseling, because there's only so much that other people can take, because everybody has different things going on in their lives. Even counselors need counseling, you know, but at least they are trained and educated enough to know what to look for, what to say in the most constructive way. Because a lot of time people are projectors, so you definitely want to make sure that you watch out for who you are telling what, because they may not understand, because they're looking at their situation and thinking, well, what do you have to complain about, because I went through this, rather than just hearing you out. They're making you feel invalid. For instance, if somebody's venting about a loved one, let's say a dad or uncle or aunt, they're venting about them because maybe that person did something to upset them. What you don't want to say is be like, oh really, well I lost my uncle last month, you should just be grateful that you still have your uncle in your life and this and that. Like, it's like, what? You're projecting. Like, if you're not gonna be there for this person, then don't say anything at all. Or at least you can be like, oh, okay, well I understand. You can say something. That's just not what you say. That's just not what you say. And then when you do that to people, it makes them not even want to bring any problems or issues to you. It makes them not even want to vent to you. So don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do is I am going to contour our cheeks. It looks like my edges are laid, y'all, so I'm just gonna keep this up here because I want to make sure my forehead don't have like no line. I'm just taking like the leftover foundation on this brush and I'm just blending it into the top of my forehead. I do not want my forehead to be two different colors. Like, no ma'am. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. That's just like someone complaining about getting a C grade, but then you're saying, well, at least you got that, I failed. Okay, like whose problem is that? Like, I'm sorry you failed, but if my standards were here, should I lower my standards just because I passed because you failed? Like, that's projecting. Like, don't do that, people. Don't do that. Like, I cannot stand that. Don't do that. Okay, so I'm putting some blush on using our blush palette, and this blush palette is by K Voss. It's called Blushing Beauty. It's this one right here, and of course I'll have it linked below. I'm just using this to apply to our cheeks. Now we are going to take a beauty blender and we are going to spray it with our dewy finish because we want to blend in the powder that we applied. But yeah, we should always want to level up in every way. Like, we should want to level up by taking care of our health, making sure that we eat the best way we can, making sure we exercise, making sure we take care of ourselves. Whether it's taking care of our skin, taking care of our hair, taking care of our bodies, our hygiene. And hygiene has a lot to do with what you put inside your body too, but nobody's ready for that conversation. Like, nobody's ready for that. Drink your water, okay? Ladies, men, drink your water. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to enjoy comfort food every now and then or drinks, but everything is a balance. You gotta make sure that you aren't overindulging in certain things because too much of anything is bad for you. It's about leveling up your mind, body, and spirit. And it's about constantly learning too, constantly wanting to grow. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back into our duo. I'm gonna take that golden color and I'm just going to pat it on my lid. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little brush here and I am going to take that same golden color and apply it here. Yeah, but a lot of times we can't really glow up or level up our happiness. We can't really level up our mind, our body, and our spirit because we're so stressed out because we're overthinking about the future. We're constantly thinking about what we want, why we don't have it right now. And that causes us to stress as well. And it causes us to continuously compare ourselves to others. Like, you should not be scrolling on social media and like when you see something, you're like, oh man, like I should have this. It's like, why? Why should you have that? Is it because this other person has it? Now you can want something all day, but why are you getting mad and frustrated that you don't have it? If you want it, then there are ways to get it. There are ways to get it. But what we gotta do is basically stop comparing ourselves to people. Like, we have to stop comparing ourselves, our situations, because we are all different. Our life stories are different. We all grew up different. Some of us had an upper hand and others did not. And that's just the reality of it. Comparison will always be the thief of joy. What's meant for them is not always meant for you. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with it. I'm gonna go into our Saint Lux highlighter. A lot of us, we have to learn how to enjoy where we are right now. We need to enjoy today, okay? It is great to plan for your future, set goals for yourself, all of that jazz. But it is best to focus on right now. Have fun right now, okay? Enjoy the people around you right now, because you never know when it's gonna be your last day on this earth. We don't know, okay? And last year should have definitely taught us that time waits for no one, and you never know when your time is gonna be. Like, everything is just so unpredictable. We can't predict what's gonna happen tomorrow. We couldn't even predict the whole pandemic that was happening. We couldn't predict that those people we never even thought about losing, we would have lost last year. So we really just need to focus on the now and not obsess over the future. Yes, think about the future. Yes, plan for the future, but do not obsess over it. And guess what? It's making you ungrateful. It's making you not be grateful and thankful for what you have right now and the people you have in your life right now. People always say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And that is so true, so true. Some of the things that have happened in my life, where I am now, I would have never imagined, oh, I would be here, oh, I would be this way, you know, because we all change and we all develop. So that's one of the biggest things I go by. If you want to tell God your plans, make him laugh. And it's crazy because I am such a planner. Like, I'm a planner, okay? But I had to learn that when things do not go my way, I can't be upset. Yeah, I can be disappointed, but I can't let it ruin my day. I can't let it ruin my life, because some things just are not meant to happen. And sometimes it's a good thing. That's why I am a firm believer of, if someone wants to walk out of your life, let them. Let them go. Let them go. Because it's more draining trying to get someone to stay in your life for your benefit, for your happiness, when honestly, you should just enjoy the people that you have in your life right now. If that person wants to go, they're not meant for you. Bye. Say bye, Felicia. Bye. Okay, so next I'm gonna take this Beauty For Real eyeshadow stick. This actually came from an Ipsy bag, I think. But you're gonna have to watch my other Ipsy videos to find out, because I've been doing these Ipsy videos for a long time. So I'm just gonna put this in my waterline. Next, using our mascara, we are going to hit our bottom lashes with this. You can't force happiness, just like you can't force relationships, friendships. You can't force it. What you can do is choose it, and you can choose it by not being too obsessed with the future and just worrying about what you can control. And that comes with glowing up, girl. You gotta glow up financially, you gotta glow up mentally, you gotta glow up health-wise, because guess what? When you're happy, you glow different. I'm going to go ahead and take this headband off. We are going to straighten this hair. Okay, so first I'm gonna go in with some olive oil heat protectant serum, the one I always use. Just put a little bit, rub your hands together, and just apply it like so. I really like this stuff because not only does it protect from heat damage, but it also gives your hair a shine even after you straighten it. So it's gonna get hot in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and set my makeup with this dewy finish spray. And I am going to cut on my fan. So my fan from Tarte broke, but I was able to get this fan from Amazon. So this is the fan that I got from Amazon, and this fan will be linked below. It has 3 different settings. Setting 1, setting 2, setting 3, and that's that. So I'm gonna put it on setting 1 because like once you start like straightening your hair and all of that, it gets really hot, and I want to make sure that my makeup, like I don't melt my makeup off. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take our hot comb, and this hot comb I actually got from the beauty supply. Let me comb my hair out first so I can show you. I got this hot comb from the beauty supply. You just plug it up, it gets real hot. You see, and then you just, let's see. Okay, it has some more warming up to do. Oh, well, duh. I'm the idiot that had to switch on off. You know what? I'm not gonna call myself an idiot. It's all about talking good to yourself, right? Being nice to yourself. Didn't we just talk about that? So people make mistakes. But yeah, as you can see, I've had this hair for a little while now, and it still looks great. And all of the information I have on this wig will be linked below. But yeah, it still has the waves from when I last wand curled it. Well, not even wand curled it. The last thing I did was I used the flexi rods. That's what I did. So it still has the waves from then. Yep, so watch me style the hair. All right, guys, so this is the finished product. The hair is slayed. It just slayed. What can I say? So last but not least, we are going to be putting on the outfits. So be back in a snap. All right, guys, so this is the final look. I'm really hoping that you all enjoyed this video. This fit will be linked down below, as well as this necklace and this jewelry, as well as this hair. All the products used in this video will also be linked below. I really hope you all enjoyed this chit chat as well as this video, and I'm hoping you all enjoyed this look. Now before you go, remember to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so that way you can see when your girl posts videos. And don't forget to glow, honey. Until next time, peace.